I've been thinking about saying something for the last little while. I'm not going to talk very long, so you can be thankful for that in some ways, because it's nice to have a little time to reflect on these occasions. In the autumn of 1999, or fall, as Ginestier would have said, I got a phone call from Tony McCowan, who I'd known for some time. Many of you, particularly the 2000 graduates, don't know that I've had a long history with UWC, not the short one, not just the short one I had here. And Tony said, I need a TOK teacher. I said, Tony, I'm doing my master's degree in Bath. He says, come. So that was my 6-month stint here. So I just got in my Fiat with the Roma license plate and headed off for Norway, not knowing what to expect. Now, everyone knows that the students in UWC have a tremendous bonding experience and with an intensity that changes their whole lives. No one, I'm not saying it's all perfect. Leaving the college was very difficult for many of you, I'm sure, because you will never have that kind of environment again. And that's what makes occasions like this so special too. And that's why I think that so many of you come back, because of that. But there's another reality to UWC. People like myself, like John and Nikki, the other staff members here, and like Anne and John Paul. And I had a very strange experience here in that I made some incredible friendships actually in the first week or so that I was here. One of those was Joni Mekavirta, and I go to see Joni and Maria in Thailand every year. It's a great sacrifice in my part to go to Phuket, but I do manage to do that. And there's a lot of wonderful people on staff here that it's nice to see again, but Anne and John Paul and I just clicked right away. And making friends in your 20s, most of your lifetime friends do come from your 20s. It's not so easy as you get older. And most of us sort of look at other people and say, oh, what are they really up to? But with John Paul and with Anne, it was just like that. And I did come back. Those of you in the 2001 group may remember I came back briefly in the spring of 2001, stayed with Anne and John Paul, and then they went off on their leave. I think my chronology is right. They came to see me in Vienna when I was there, and because we had become bonded. And then we both ended up in Italy, them in Torino and me in Milan in the most recent times, and we were able to share visits, and these fabulous memories of Jean-Paul and Anne coming to Milan. Just for short visits, we go up to the Italian lakes, and of course the weather in the summer in the Italian lakes is a little better than what it usually is here. Think of blue skies and wonderful smiles on Anne's face. So this has been a great privilege. And I'll just tell you one little anecdote. I remember, I've known John and Nikki Lawrenson for, I don't know how long, 20 odd years.
87.
Since 87. So it was just a great coincidence that I didn't get to make them record here. But it was a great coincidence that I have these other wonderful UWC connection friends here. But most of you don't know Nikki Lawrenson very well. I do. And she's quite a personality, I would say. And I'm like most men. I'm pretty clued out to what's going on around. I don't have the same emotional intelligence as many women do. So that's not too sexist. But I said to Nikki, I said, you go up to Nordic College, you're going to meet a woman called Ginestier. And she will be your best friend. And it's one of the few times in my life I can completely correct. But Anne I just, from the kind of emanations I got from her and knowing Nikki, that even though they're completely different personalities, in many ways, they both have the same joie de vivre, love life. I said I wasn't going to talk very long, so I better keep moving. So it has been a fantastic privilege to know Anne. And as people have talked about her her last days, the dignity, the beauty that she transmitted. You know, seeing the pictures of her when she was emaciated and really ill, there's still this glow emanating from Anne. And I didn't get to see her in the last months before she died, but I did talk to her on the telephone on a regular basis, and she was always just right there, almost right up to the end. Of course, that was hard. She didn't really want to talk to anybody except for the people immediately around her, and I could understand that. I'm going to end with a poem. I came across this poem when I was about your age, at least the former student's age. I had a terrible thing happen. Someone my own age who was very, very close to me was killed suddenly. And this has taught me a lot about death and the strange, I don't know, the words are difficult to describe, but it's in some ways it's similar to birth. It's terrible. It's a wrenching away, but there is a beauty, and especially when you depart is the way that Anne did, even with all the tremendous suffering she had, to be able to leave this world, leaving those who behind, feeling that your stature had not been the least bit diminished, but in fact raised, if that were possible with Anne. And I don't think I've ever, I was surprised. I remember this poem, and it's a long time since I was 27. Her heart was woven of human joys and cares, washed marvelously with sorrow, swift to mirth. The years had given her kindness. Dawn was hers, and sunset, and all the colors of the earth. She had known slumber and waking, sat alone, loved, gone proudly friended. All this is ended. There are waters blown by changing winds to laughter and lit by the rich skies all day, till frost, with a gesture, stays the waves that dance and wandering loveliness. He leaves a white, unbroken glory, a gathered radiance, a shining peace under the night.